Good evening, everyone. I hope that everybody is well rested, had a great Tuesday. My name is Eric D. Villian Jr. I hope that everyone is at a place where you can kind of just relax and enjoy this hangout. Thank you all for actually coming. First of all, first and foremost, you got a lot of information that's going to be brought about tonight. I want to thank everyone that's actually on the panel and made it out here tonight. Also, we got Mr. Keith L. Jones. We got Coco actually on the line as well and on the Hangout. And we actually have the speaker for the night who I'll also introduce. But want y'all to know first and foremost that if you're at a good place, go ahead and get a pen and paper out. Make sure you can take some good notes. We've really been masterminding for the past few days about a lot of great information. And one of our very own is actually going to bring a great wealth of knowledge on tonight. So you've heard a lot from myself, even on last week, just about entrepreneurship 101, learning about different aspects of the business. You've also learned about just your business tools and learning about how to go about your business tools properly. So even on tonight, you'll really get a full grasp on what you need to do to gain that success. So even right now, I'll go ahead and make sure I can introduce the speaker for tonight. It's actually going to be somebody that I've known for a very long time. Actually, is somebody I really respect. Definitely she has a specific skill set when it comes to business, and she constantly teaches on this specific aspect. But I think that even right now she's got a lot of wealth of knowledge that you're going to actually hear tonight. And again, she's actually on the West Coast, so it's a little bit brighter where she's at. It's 8:30 Eastern time, but she's got the sunlight, so I'm kind of jealous. But again, I want to say this: I definitely respect her just for her business sense and her wealth of knowledge. She's definitely somebody who's also teachable, but she's definitely a strong leader. And she's been with us, business-wise for years. Knowing my mentor Keith L. Jones for over 2+ years. So before I start going off and talking more than the speaker, I want to go ahead and introduce somebody that is going to go ahead and blow the roof off tonight, and that's Ms. Jen Christine. Jen, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear.
Perfect, perfect. I appreciate you, Eric, and for all of you watching, this is a dream team. This is a team that works together, collaborates. They too kick me in my butt because sometimes I get to doing a little too much. I like my hands in everything, so I definitely appreciate them and been working with them for years. So if you know Eric, Keith, or Coco, hold on to their coattail because they're where you want to go. So just follow what they're doing. Keith, did you want to say anything before I got started? Are we good?
You're a better trainer than I am. That's all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to screen share. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I'm going to go over Blueprint of Wealth. One moment. See, I got kids, so hang on one second. Okay, thank you, thank you. Sorry about that. See, you can work from home with kids. You can work from, you can do this in between your breaks. You can do a lot of things. This is all I got. All right. So Blueprint of Wealth. Let's go ahead and go over this. Our group is destined for greatness because that's what we are, definitely. I want to go over the 4 steps of success. The 4 steps of success system is something that I believe Keith L. Jones, I believe you developed this, but definitely we all have been following this. We've been practicing this, and it never fails us. So the 4 steps of success system, 4 key things you need to really pay attention to when you're doing business. This is not just for home business. This is small business. This could be applied at my corporate job. You got to be a product of the product, and I'll explain further what that means shortly. Be a product of the product is key. Your key objective. Make your list of contacts. I'll explain further what that is shortly as well. You have to have a list of contacts. You have to be out there networking. You have to, be out there expanding your list. The 3-way call, and I'll go over what that means as well, and your follow-up. So again, your success system is to be a product of the product, make your list of contacts, get on the 3-way calls, and make sure you're doing follow-ups. I'm going to expand on that right now. Being a product of the product. So I want to give you an example. I work for a very large insurance firm out here in California. They're back east as well. And we have different glasses and sunglasses and contact lenses. So we have specific brands, really big brands. But one brand we don't have is Ray-Ban. Everybody wants Ray-Ban. Well, being a product of the product and being that I do marketing for this company, I'm not going to walk around telling people that I work for this company and wear Ray-Ban glasses. Even if I want Ray-Ban glasses, I'm not going to do that. I'm a product of the product. You may have stock in Pepsi. You're going to drink Pepsi. You're a product of your product. Why would you want to be the product of your product? Why should you use the products that you offer? There's a few key reasons, and I'll expand on that. Basically, you want to gain knowledge of your product and your service offerings. You want to become an expert of your services and product offerings. It also builds credibility with your clientele and people around you. And you want to be a walk-in advertisement. So let me explain that a little bit further. Gaining knowledge. You need to know there's a lot of companies that some of you might partake in that have tons of products. I don't know if it's skincare, coffee, travel, shoes, whatever it is. You need to understand at least a little bit about each product. I worked for a very large retail store, a baby store, and I did their marketing. I had to know, I don't have babies anymore. My youngest is 7, my oldest is 19. So I had to know about all these new things for breastfeeding moms. I had to know new things about safeguards, things that I really don't care about anymore because I don't have small children. Excuse the background noise. I don't have small children, but I have to have a knowledge of what I offer, and I don't have to be the expert on everything, but I have to have knowledge on what we offer. Number 2, being a product of the product, you have to become an expert, not of all things. I'm going to not explain any, no, I'm not going to name any companies, but one of my adventures or endeavors is travel. So I can't know everything there is about every country and every resort and every cruise. But what I can do is become an expert in 3 destinations. I can go ahead and learn almost anything and everything about these 3 places. I can go visit those places, eat, breathe, and sleep it. I'm an expert of those destinations. Now, if somebody still wants to go to New York and that's not my destination, of course I'm going to offer it, but I need to have an expertise. So now you have knowledge of all your offerings, and now you're an expert in the things that you really want to bring to the top. Number 3, building credibility. If I am the owner of Pepsi and I'm drinking Coca-Cola, what does that tell my family and friends and those people who are coming to my business meetings? It's not a good look. Just like the Ray-Ban story. I could be wearing, Michael Kors glasses because that's part of my brand, but if I'm over here dabbling with Ray-Ban and I'm in this boardroom and everybody, ooh, that's not our product. It's not building credibility. There's no trust factor there. How am I going to tell my family and friends to buy Ray-Ban? I mean, one moment, I have a child. Yes, son. Don't you love it? It can always be something. So builds credibility. So basically, if I'm in a boardroom and I'm, wearing Ray-Bans, telling people to buy Michael Kors, the other way around. My kids are confusing me. You see how that works? You get the idea. So being a walk-in advertisement, this is kind of interesting. Yesterday, I was talking to a business owner. He owns a shoe company. And I'm having him do some work for me, and he wanted to make sure that the people that I staff are wearing his shoes. That was important to him. A walk-in advertisement. If he's going to do work for me, while he is there, he wants these females wearing his high heel shoes. Walk-in advertisement. And it's the same with me. If I am going to wear these Michael Kors sunglasses, where did you get them? I could send them right to my website, and my company or I make a profit. So that's the key right there. Gain knowledge, become an expert, build credibility, be a walk-in advertisement, period, point blank. Now about that list I told you about. Money is in your list. If you don't have a list, there's no point in doing business. If you don't have a list, you need to know somebody with a list, period, point blank. Who do you know? So where do you get these people? Where do you get these contacts if you don't know? Well, your cell phone probably has 50 to a couple hundred contacts. You probably have in your Gmail or your Yahoo 50 to a couple hundred email contacts. We're all on Facebook. The average person on Facebook has 250 friends. So there you go. You could start there. But there's others. There's Instagram. There's other social media websites that you can use, Twitter, Google Plus, whatever. Start there. Start making your list. Now, the steps that I want you to take now that you have those sources is not to prejudge, and I'll explain this, a little scenario in a moment. Do not prejudge. Just write everybody down. Write it all down. Go buck wild. You're going to use this list to sift and sort. Now, notice on my slide I crossed out who would benefit from your product, who would like an additional stream of income. A lot of us business owners, whether it's home business, small business, whatever, we are taught to think, target our market, and we should still do that. But who would benefit from your product and who would benefit from an additional stream of income, because that's what you're offering? Scratch that out the window when you're making your list, because you never know until you know, and that is reality. Basically, I actually, the gentleman with the baby store that I told you about, he's retired, and he came to me on some business plans. Now, he's way more successful than me. He is, a retired multimillionaire. He comes to me and says, hey, what do you think of this? He didn't know if I was going to be a customer or if I was going to want more income. He knows I have drive, but at the time I was income challenged, so the investment for that company was $500. He knew I didn't have $500. The products, okay, I could use the products, but he didn't come at me like that. He let me figure out where I belonged. If I belonged to be the, part of the product offering, or if I belonged to be part of the let's make some money together. He let me figure that out, and it's important that you do that as well. So you never know until you know. What you do need to do with this list in sifting and sorting is prioritize your list. Basically, one of my offering. I also have marketing. I have a marketing business. I have a travel business. I have different types of businesses. So in my marketing business, I know people who are business owners who need my marketing skills. So I could put them in who can benefit from my product, but I don't know who they know. So again, I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is say, okay, I do know this is a specific age group, or this is a person who can, really rip and run this. I'm going to call them first, but I'm still going to call everybody on the list. So those people that I know who are entrepreneurs, if I have a new idea or someone brings an idea to me because they want my business advice and I want to grab onto that, I'm going to go to Keith L. Jones because he's the man. I mean, I'm going to say, Keith L. Jones, this is something that I'm looking at. Can you give me your opinion? What do you think? One, I'm going to do this, but I want to figure out, what you think, or, just get his advice or see if he heard about it. I'm going to talk to somebody, right? He's a go-getter. I'm going to talk to him first. Someone who I may think, like my mom, she's not going to go running and ripping and roaring a new business. I'm going to talk to her a little bit later because she's not going to build my business right now. I'm going to call her probably next week. So if you need help prioritizing your list, that's where you can, get with your peers or get with your leadership, and we can help you with that. So you're going to hit everybody on your list one way or another. We can help you with that. Now the three-way call. You can have a list, but if you do nothing with it, you're really just, what's the point? You have a car, it has gas, but you go nowhere. You're not going to get anywhere. So the three-way call, there's different sources. You might have a sizzle call. What a sizzle call is, for those that don't know, it's usually a recording. You call and you put in a little code, and it entices the person that you're piquing interest with. Also your peers. What if Keith L. Jones, who's my leadership, is busy? I'm going to go ahead and get over to Eric. He's my peer, right? He's ripping and running. I would still say leadership, but you know what I mean. And again, leadership, Keith L. Jones. So an example, steps to take. Pique interest, edify your leadership, make the three-way call, introduce your leadership or peer, hush, and I mean hush your mouth, and I'll tell you why I say that, and then lead them to the information and help them start their business. So Eric, I was going to pick on you and have you do a script with me. I don't do scripts. I just talk. You know, I like to talk. So I'm just going to tell you how I would try and get Eric over to the phone with Keith. I would basically say, hey, you know, Eric, I'm working on a big project. I'm really excited. And I really want you to, you know, take down some of this information, and I would love for you to rip and run with me. Do you have a second to speak to someone that's really ripping and running with me?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I'm about to call. This is really important. This is edifying, you guys. Edifying is making sure they know he's the best thing since sliced bread, period, point blank. So I want to tell you a little bit about Keith. You know, he is not only an athlete, but he's a retired teacher. He's taught me so much. He's all about branding. Eric, I know you're about branding, and I know that you're, you know, ripping and running with your business and things like that. You'll really relate to him, and I really, really want you, I'm going to get you on the phone with him, but I just want to let you know who you're working with. He's the man. Do you mind holding for a minute while I get him on a call really quick? So he's going to say yes. So I'm going to get this three-way call going. Now I have Eric on the line, and he's going to be quiet for a minute because now I'm saying, hey, Keith, I have Eric on the line. So I just edified Keith without Keith being on the phone. I just told Eric all these wonderful things about Keith. Maybe something that would relate the two of them. Maybe Eric likes sports too and played basketball as well. So now I gave them a connection. So I can get Keith on the call, and now I'm like, Keith, I have Eric on the line. I told him all about you. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to do this for me and to talk to Eric and get him up to speed with what we're doing. Eric's, you know, he's a runner too, and I really think that you guys would have a great connection. Can you go ahead and let him know where we're going with this? And Keith is going to say, of course. And I'm going to hush my mouth. Because as soon as Keith starts talking to him, of course Keith is going to tell him that I'm the best thing since sliced bread too. It's kind of a back and forth thing. Everybody's the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to the introduction. Now, if I interject Keith while he's explaining the business, but wait, Keith, tell him about this. Now I just put Keith in the pedestal as his leader, but now I'm letting him know that Keith forgot to tell you something that I want you to know. No, hush your mouth. You just edified the heck out of Keith. Shut your mouth and let Keith do what he does. Then Keith is going to turn it right back to me and say, Jennifer, great, I think Eric gets it. Go ahead and give him the information. Eric, you ready to get started? And Eric's going to say, heck yeah. So then we're going to get off the phone, and now I have Eric. I'm either going to email him something, I'm going to get him my website, I might even walk him through it. It could be that easy. You got to be excited, you got to be in a hurry, and you have to learn how to hush your mouth when you need to hush your mouth. Am I lying? All right. Fortune is in the follow-up. Follow-up again. Now I have Eric, he signed on the website. He might not, there might be an investment, there might not be an investment. Let's say there's an investment. There's an investment of, let's say, $150, just throwing it off the top of my head, to get your website, to get all your training materials and your marketing materials. Well, what happens if he signs up but he doesn't pay and I don't follow up? What if he just didn't understand how to do something on the website? Or what if he needed a few days to get the $150? Or what if he has no way to get the $150, but I need to help him get creative and think of a way to get the $150? Or what if he signs up and pays and I don't follow up with him? He's had no training. He has not met anybody but Keith for a 5-minute phone call. He feels that I failed him. I haven't checked on him to see how his business is going. So there's a few reasons why you really need to follow up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So there's two types of follow-ups. You have a business prospect. So Eric was my business prospect until he went into the website and signed up with his information. Now that I have his information, he is a hot lead. Now, if he pays for his investment or goes to training if there is no investment and he's tapped into what our system, then he is now a broker or a business partner or whatever you want to call it. So right now, Eric is a business prospect. Let's say he did not pay or it was free, he didn't go into training, he just gave some information. So I'm going to follow up within 48 hours because I need to see if he needs more information. I need to also see if he does not have the investment. Maybe a spouse. A lot of times spouses get in the way. They say, No, don't do it. I don't want you to do it. I don't want you, even if it's free. Now you're taking time away from the house. So whatever it is, you need to come up with a solution, and I'll go over that shortly. Your other type of follow-up would be if you have a new broker or business partner. That means they're in the website. If there is a fee for investment, they paid. If there is no investment, they went to training, they're tapped in, they know Keith, they know Eric, they know the team. You have to follow up, and I'm sorry, I have a typo here. The new person, you need to follow up within 24 hours. Scratch that out. I would do it right now, but I don't want to mess up my slide set. So follow up within 24 hours because they're hot, they're excited, they're confused, they're kind of scared, they don't know what's next. So you need to let them know what to do next. You need to know, do they have any questions? You need to answer those. You might need to help them build their list. You might need to get them over to training. A lot of people are not self-motivators. They have a 9 to 5. They're told every day what to do from 9 to 5, and they don't self-motivate. Now, you give me something, I'm going to self-motivate because I'm a nut like that, but a lot of people don't. So you need to follow within 24 hours and make sure everything is kosher and they're plugged in and they're excited and they stay excited. But I do want to back up really quick to them not having an investment or their spouse not wanting them to be involved or they don't have a list. Whatever their objection is, you can come up with a solution. And if you don't know how to do that off the top of your head, get with your leadership and say, you know what, I understand that there's financial strain in the house. I want to get you to the point where you don't have that. So let me talk to my leadership and see what we can do. We have stone stepper businesses. We have different things we can do to, might have no investment, might have $5 investment, might have a $15 investment to get them to that bigger chunk that they really see themselves doing. Or maybe it's a spouse. Maybe I need to say, okay, how about, get in the business and make it an investment. Just be excited and help us get through your contacts and let's get you some business going and let it work for itself. I mean, there's different things you can do. So don't let the objections stop you. They probably want to do it. They just don't know how to make it work. And if you don't know how, off the top of your head, to make it work for them, you get with your leadership and we'll come up with a plan for them. So follow up. Now, I definitely want to open it up to questions and answers. I went over a lot. I talk fast and I talk a lot and I get excited. So if you guys can open up the line, check the main website to see if anybody has questions. I would love to get down with the get down. So
I'm
you got
looking
anything?
down.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Thank you. While he's looking, I want to let you know if anybody are not on this call or on this video, if you are not working with us on something and you would like to be part of our team, there's different things that we can help you with. Maybe you just want marketing knowledge. Get with whoever invited you here and figure out what you need out of us, whether it's just marketing training, whether it's just some tips, whether it's you want to be in, a program that we're in that makes money, whatever it is, get with whoever brought you over here. We're glad to work with you.
Yeah, I don't see any more. I don't see any more questions.
We're good?
Yeah, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good.
All right, well, I'm done. I said what I needed to say. Again, get with whoever brought you here. Keith, do you have anything you want to add? And y'all, sorry for the interruptions. I have kids. It is what it is. You can run a business with kids. You can run a business on your work breaks. You can run a business outside, in your car, at Starbucks. It doesn't matter.
Actually, Jen, you did an awesome job. I can't follow up with that. So thank you for being Jen and that awesome training.
I appreciate it. Thank you, y'all. See you, I guess, when we get off of this.
Well, Jen, that was definitely awesome. I hope everybody got some great information off of this hangout. It's going to be recorded, so I know there's going to be something to be like, well, is this going to be recorded? I missed it. What's going to happen? So don't worry. It's going to be recorded. Again, Jen, awesome. Thank you very much for that wealth of knowledge, and I hope people really got some good notes off of it, because those are very important. The blueprint of wealth functions that way. That's very, very important information that you just provided to us.
I
Again,
appreciate it.
yes, that absolutely. And we just appreciate, of course, you being a part of the family and just doing what you do. And I thank everybody on the panel again. Of course, Mr. Keith L. Jones. I thank Coco for also being on the line, just over there chilling. And was there anything you wanted to say, Coco?
I'm just with Keith. It's kind of hard to follow up after that. I mean, it was great stuff, and it's basically laying out a pattern of success. So I hope you guys took notes. I hope you guys took heed, and I hope you guys take action, because that's the only way that we can grow and get other people on the call, get other people on the line, because when you grow, we grow, and when we grow, you grow. So it's all a team, and we're all trying to help each other, and I enjoyed it. I took some notes as well. So thank you, Jen, and thank you, everybody, for being here.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Well, again, we want to thank everyone for watching this. Definitely take the time out and watch this recording and watch every minute of it, because you'll really enjoy it. Everybody out there, thank you again. Hope everybody has a great night and a very restful one. And we'll see you all next week. And if there's any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop a line and ask a question. Message one of us. We'll definitely be able to answer it. And if we don't know the answer, of course, we'll go ahead and speak amongst ourselves and actually go to one of the peers and get that answer for you. But thank you again. Have a great night, and we'll see you all next week.